wanted to do something, better do it the best possible way.
If I would be at your place, if I am an aspiring D2C founder and I have to have you as a mentor.
Used to bounce my head, क्या बोल रहा है? Purpose of life क्या मतलब? But if you ask me now, it is by far the best decision I have made it.
मैं बड़ा परेशान हूँ.
मॉम को हेल्प नहीं किया, उधर जब पापा नहीं थे तब नहीं था, तो क्या फायदा? What is the purpose of your life then what are you doing? I think वो गंगा में गोते लगाने से और स्वामी जी के साथ बैठने से a lot of things change. You have to carry your own bag. Yeah. I am a data person.
Okay.
I swear by data. It took us 1 year to identify the PMF. That one is living at the edge.
Designed in India, staged in India, packed in India, sold outside India. 90% of them fail.
Yeah.
Because now they are completely a newborn baby. Do you also threaten them by things like कि हम तुमसे 24 घंटा काम कराएंगे, करोगे क्या?
Because one polyester shirt will last for 200 years.
My God, it's a scam.
Apple device नहीं है. There is no Apple device. There is nothing fancy about it. है ना? Like everything over here, it is normal Casio computer से भी I can compute. These are the isolation cell.
Oh my God, it totally is.
Isolation. इसमें जो आवाज जो है बाहर नहीं आनी चाहिए और आवाज वो disturbance नहीं होनी चाहिए. Hence, we haven't even launched it because इसमें कुछ ना कुछ पंगे हुए हों. All of these ones are reused now. There is nothing fancy.
Camera 1 set.
Set.
Camera 2 set. Light 1. Light 2. Light 3. All set. Let's start. From the fancy glass buildings to back in India. From traveling globally for consulting firms to coming back to India for certain reason. Why did he come back? What was the reason he thought of starting an Indian sustainable formal fashion brand, taking it to a premium level that people thought nobody will buy, but he never gave up. 2.5 years, he has built a brand that I could not personally imagine or think of that somebody can do. I spent over 5 hours talking to him in his office. And then I realized he broke a lot of myths unconsciously while just sharing his own journey. And I could not rest but invite him on my podcast today. So welcome to the Successbrew podcast, season 2, episode 1. And our very first guest is Mr. Ratnesh Kumar, founder of the Formal Club, a polyester-free Indian fashion brand. Formal shirts specially made for Indian men. Welcome to the Successbrew podcast.
Thank you so much, Saurabh.
How are you doing today?
Great. I can't expect more than this.
So, could I justify your introduction?
Yeah, sure. So,
okay.
We have already met, right?
Yes.
And you did had a candid conversation in the office, right? So, just for the audience, right? I'm the co-founder of the brand, The Formal Club, right? We do not say or claim that we are a fashion brand. We are just a clothing brand. We make good quality premium formal shirts for men. And for my introduction, I came back to India. It's been 4 years now, but we have started this brand 2.5 years back, as you said. So yeah, I mean, from the corporate ladders to the entrepreneur landscape, here I am with Saurabh now.
Great. So, Ratnesh, we have 3 segments of the podcast today. So, first 10-15 minutes will cover your personal story, right? Understanding who you are, where you're coming from, how did you rise to the corporate world and then coming here, right?
Okay.
The theme of our season 2 is hardcore scalability and systems.
Okay.
Then we'll talk about a long segment of 20-25 minutes. How are you building the business? What systems do you use? What are the core things that you create? And the third segment is Founders Toolkit, where we will ask you what kind of tools do you use to maintain and sustain your business in the most frugal way. And I think into the clothing or the fashion industry, I have seen you as one of the most frugal founders, not making it unnecessarily fancy, but really delivering a right service that a customer demands, right?
True.
So would love to go back to the very basics of life. Where were you born? Who all are around your family? A short introduction, and then how your education career grew.
Okay. So, I was born in a very small town named Sasaram. This is placed in Bihar, right? Very small town. upbringing was also very middle class, right? In fact, lower middle class, if I have to say. Till date, we still live in a joint family. So we still, in today's world, where like nuclear family is quite popular and people preferences to have that sort of lifestyle, we still live under one roof, four different families,
Hmm.
different kitchens. So yeah, families are stick together, right? Like that, right? And then after that, I studied in Bangalore, right? I have basically hardly spent my time in Bihar, but then studied most of my time in Bangalore, where I studied in one of the prestigious engineering college, PSIT. After that, I got placed in a consulting firm named KPMG. Back then, in 2010, there was only 5,000 employees were there
Okay.
in sort of India office, right? So, and I was one of those rare engineers because there mostly the CAs or the IMs guys used to work there, right? So I was like one of them who were like, who doesn't fit there, but still, good part was that I had that privilege of talking to some of the brilliant minds, like those CAs and the IMs grad. They used to think beyond what an like engineer could think, right? So wahan pe it was tremendous exposure, and the culture itself was so nice that I always felt that I have to quit the right, because उधर उधर ना सिखाते थे रियल गेम कि बॉस तुम्हें काम करना है, और तुम्हें यू कैन नॉट चूज कि बॉस इस क्लाइंट के साथ काम करेंगे, इस क्लाइंट से साथ नहीं करेंगे, ये काम कर सकते, ये काम नहीं कर सकते. Our boss was like कि boss you have to be like one man army, and they used to always give us an example of a army man कि boss how difficult is their life. They do not have that sort of option to choose कि boss अभी बहुत ठंड पड़ रही है,
Hmm.
so I would not stand by the border,
Correct.
right? So you have to be like that. The client अफगानिस्तान में है, तो we have to go there. क्लाइंट साउथ अफ्रीका में, सूडान में बैठा हुआ है, और उधर उधर जाके ऑडिट करना है, तो यू कांट से नो कि बॉस उधर सेफ्टी कंसर्न हो सकता है,
Hmm.
नाइजीरिया. एंड लाइक दैट आई गॉट लॉट ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटीज टू ट्रैवल, right? And then I moved during this course of work. I got a chance to meet one of the PwC partners, and there we did a candid conversation, and then I decided to move there. So 4 years down the line, in 2014, I moved to PwC in South Africa. There I stayed for almost 8 years, and then pandemic hit. uh, Everything was great living in South Africa, right? The house, the lifestyle, the salary, the comfort. Me and my wife, both of us were like earning, right? And good salary, good lifestyle. Like everything
Hmm.
that a man would like ask or sort of dream of, it was there. And then pandemic is stuck in our life. It was a roller coaster ride for us, right? At that moment, I lost I lost my closest friend, who was my father, and
Oh.
it was an unbearable pain for me. Like I could not think of a life without him, and it was basically early death for him also, right? He was of age 60, 64. It was not too old, and it out of a sudden it just happened. And then the whole timing was also wrong, because at the pandemic time there was no medical facility, there were restricted medical facilities, so we could not do much. And unfortunately I lost him, and things after that has strolled upon me, like like for me it was such an unbearable thing. Life was great, everything was set, and then everything that I was chasing, like the money, the salary, the comfort, everything started looking so small. It was like so tiny that what am I doing? And back then, that thought struck my mind, and then I decided to come back to India, because mom was here, and then mom was not ready to move out with me. I could understand, because being in the a joint family, right? It's very difficult for a single woman to leave the country at this stage. So then I decided that let me come back, and me and my wife have made the a tougher decision, to be honest with you, to come back to India. And then we never had any plan that okay, we're going to come back to India to basically start something of this sort. But at that time it was like more of a call of a duty कि boss करना है. You cannot leave your mom alone, right? That is the last thing that you would like to do it. And we didn't have any plan कि boss करेंगे क्या करेंगे. But it's just that कि अभी जाना है वापस, we have to support the family, we have to support my mother. That was the whole agenda. nothing else. So we came back, right, in
And
20.
like this was not about financial support. This was like being there.
Being there, that's it.
Finance was not a
नहीं,
problem
10
for
साल काम
anything.
किया,
Yeah.
सेविंग हुआ, all of that is there. No, now this is the time कि कॉल ऑफ ड्यूटी, मतलब अंदर से ना वो जो फीलिंग है ना, like that the feel good factor and the guilt should not be there.
Yeah.
You know, लाइफ के, अरे बॉस मॉम को हेल्प नहीं किया, उधर जब पापा नहीं थे तब नहीं था, तो क्या फायदा? What is the purpose of your life then? Then what are you doing?
So, Ratnesh, do you think that people who are working, like I speak to a lot of people, my friends are there in the corporate world, maybe they're still rising the ranks that you were rising from 2014 to pandemic. And after earning everything, we come back to this. What is the meaning and purpose of life? Is it a normal scenario with a lot of corporate people?
It is, because you have to go through that process. You know, unfortunately, even for me also, I could not understand this word. These ones were used to like bounce my head. क्या बोल रहा है? Purpose of life क्या? मतलब नहीं समझ में आता था. Right? ये क्या मतलब? But then when you go through that, right, you basically understand. You take a pause,
Yeah.
and you take a pause when your career is at peak.
Is that peak?
Like, you know, both of us were at peak of our career back then, right?
So, if you don't mind sharing, like what kind of salaries you guys were earning that time?
Together we were earning per month 8 lakhs rupees a month.
8 to 10 lakhs, like
Yeah.
quite a good, like a
Yeah, yeah.
significant 1.5, 1
Very good
crore
salary,
a
let me be
year,
honest.
right?
Like we were living like a king size, to be honest with
Yeah.
you, right? And
And,
coming
and I
back from
think
a
for a company like PwC, a lot of other things are taken care by the company.
yes,
The insurance, the house, the
yes,
travels, and
yes,
everything,
yes,
most of that,
yes,
right?
yes, yes,
So
yes,
most of the salary is saving.
yes, yes, yes. You would not imagine that we have actually built the house there.
Wow.
Foreign में तुम ना खरीदते हो, you do not build it. We were so passionate about things like हर एक चीज में, तो we thought of building a house.
Wow.
So it was such a nice house. Like आप चंडीगढ़ में देखते होगे,
हाँ.
big house like that,
हाँ.
right, with a, you know, equally sized garden in the
Yes.
front and then on the back. So that sort of lifestyle we were living, and we built it, and then this thing happened, and it was
Got it.
so difficult. It was the most toughest decision that we have ever taken in basically our life, and it wasn't easy after that, to be honest. But if you ask me now, it is by far the best decision I have made it.
Okay, ठीक है, हम इसके बारे में दोबारा बात करेंगे.
Yeah.
ठीक है, how it turned out to the best decision. I think these worst phases, like you know, like Steve Jobs says, you know, connect the dots in the past, and then you will realize how great life was.
True.
Otherwise, you will think right
No.
now that how painful this situation is right now and all, right?
True.
So, Ratnesh, you shared like after you lost your father, you went into depression. And yesterday, I was talking to one of my psychiatrist friend. He said losing a loved one is like one of the top 5-10 life stressors. It can like completely crack you down, right?
True.
So, what was that phase like? If you can just quickly share, how did you come out of that? Did you take any professional help or any friends and family? How did it work for you?
I think yeah, it was the toughest time, to be honest. Right. Whenever I think of that moment, you know, I start getting the goosebump as well till date, right? Because you had that NRI tag, and then you suddenly come down and start staying with your family in Bihar with there is no plan at all. तो आप तो जब नहीं बोलते कि ताड़ के पेट से गिरा और किधर गिरा, right? So it was a big jump for us, like, you know, इधर से इधर आना, and then well, and I was in great depression also, to be honest with you, because I have lost something which I never imagined. ये तो खैर काल चक्र है, but nobody talk about it. Losing a father or losing your son or daughter, nobody want to discuss about it.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, this is the truth. Like, you know, you have to go through it. Everybody have to go through it. हम सबको मिट्टी में मिल जाना है one day.
Correct.
Right? और वो जो attachment होती है, that remains there. So, you know, it took me almost 1 year to come out of that thing, right? I was in a mode of not doing anything. You know, everybody said that this is an emotional decision that these guys have taken it. अभी इधर इंडिया में आके क्या करेंगे ये लोग? So the people and then the friends who used to look up to us to say that, boss, what a lifestyle these guys have,
Yes.
made, right? Or abhi, it just flipped it, right? So you know, and I wanted to live in that solo lifestyle क्योंकि उस वक्त कुछ और समझ में नहीं आता. When you go through that phase, no, then you don't listen to anybody. You do
Correct.
what you feel like doing it without thinking of anything, right? So उस वक्त was a great depression. So, you know, I was not in a mood to even do anything like a job or you know, to basically think of a startup also. And then after 1 year we came and we have made a plan to change. So we came to Rishikesh. मेरी बेटी का मुंडन के लिए next to the Ganga, and like, kid you not, the whole awakening, the whole change, or to come out of that depression cycle happened when we took that trip. उधर ऋषिकेश में गया धाम पे, and then we basically stayed there for a couple of nights next to the Ganga river, right? So I have an uncle who stayed there, very small house, but वो serenity और वो जो लगा, I think that is where everything changed.
The peace that we
That
really chase.
हाँ, वो मतलब जो है ना, वो तुम्हें ये like you have to settle down few things internally, तुम्हारा frequency जो है ना, and I think वो गंगा में गोते लगाने से और स्वामी जी के साथ बैठने से a lot of things change. And then when I came back, and then I decided कि बॉस कुछ तो करना है. अभी क्या करना है is what we have to decide it. So me and my wife were like, boss, abhi aise to we cannot live our life. We have a future. We have the kids. We have families to support.
Yeah,
We cannot
ultimately
just
we have,
live like
yeah.
this, right? So this was more between me, my wife, and my mother. My mother was also a pivotal role. She said, "Ki boss, aise nahi kar sakta tu yaar. You have like worked so hard.
Like you have
and
to
now,
come out of this stage
हाँ,
now
you
and go
have
to
to."
the next phase.
So it was my mom who was basically helping me to come out of this, thing. But I think
So I believe that's a role of family during these dark phases.
definitely.
Without that support, it's very hard to come out.
Definitely,
Without
like,
that support, right? No
because
matter
at
how
that
much.
time you only trust few people.
Yeah.
You don't listen to anybody, right?
Correct.
वो जो aggression, वो जो anger and acceptance नहीं होता है, because you
Right.
have lost, like, you can't explain anybody that what you're going through,
Correct.
right? It is only you, because you have that connect with that person. You had that, and a lot of regrets and this thing, and but you have to come out of it, and there is nobody else but then the family gonna give you the direction, but you have to walk on that path.
Makes sense. Cool. So after this phase, you started a brand called the Formal Club, right? Which has a great tagline, I think. Sharp on you, gentle on planet.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this a bit. That how this idea got conceived in your mind, and then how did you brought this कि clothing brand होगा but sustainable होगा, gentle on planet. I think this is most amazing part I have ever like this authenticity that I'm reading in a brand's tagline is amazing. So would love to understand how this came out.
Okay, before that, I'll just give you a little bit of background more that what happened after that, right?
Okay.
So then we started doing research. We did a lot of research, and we saw that after pandemic, and I am a data person.
Okay.
I swear by data. So I looked at the data. I saw that after pandemic there was three things: either food, fashion, or fitness.
Okay.
ये तीन चीज थी which were rocking it, right?
Okay.
So then food may, as much as I'm a foodie, but I don't think that I can apply that experience, because me and Vanshita both of were working in the corporate side of it, right? And she has a retail experience while I had a consulting experience. So we really wanted to do something where we can both apply our skill set and knowledge and build something. Plus it has to be a purpose driven. तो food निकाल दिया, fitness निकाल दिया, तो बचा fashion. Then fashion, then we started digging down, right? Ki what are the different segments in India? What are the different categories for men, women, kids? And one thing that we saw, that kids ke liye there are so many upbringing brands were coming where people were focusing on ki sustainable products, right? Cotton rich product. But when it comes to adult side of it, there was fast fashion was like growing rapidly, and then people are printing clothes in polyester and nylon and whatnot. And this is what I have seen in the outer side, like outside India, that the good quality clothes are actually made in India, but these clothes are not sold in India, but these are the good quality clothes which are sold outside India. So that triggered my mind that there is something not right. Then we started moving across different mills. We saw that actually the most popular mills in India, and I would not name it here, but those ones are actually producing for outside Indians. It's not for the Indians, it's for outside. And those brand clothes are actually being manufactured in Bangladesh.
Wow.
So that one was like,
I think that stories I have also heard from some of the other friends into the textile industry, that the major production is happening in Bangladesh, designed in India, staged in India, packed in India, sold outside India.
True.
Right.
It is. So that is where we started, and then just to add to it, my wife is an environmentalist.
Okay.
So we decided that whatever we're gonna do it, either we will sell makhana or we'll do whatever, but it has to be sustainable. It has to be purpose driven, because polyester and this, like, people do not understand. Like, now that Indians have also started understanding the, the like importance of choosing the right material,
Correct.
right? But and you could see that, like, last week there was, protest happening in Delhi,
In Delhi, yes.
right, because of this air pollution, right? If you look at it, these all minute things is giving us an indication of our choices that we are making it, and those choices are need to be corrected. We
Correct.
have to move to the sustainable framework, that
Sustainable frame.
everything, be it, like, if you are going for a shopping, you need to avoid taking poly bag from them. You have to carry your own bag,
Yeah.
right? And still my wife have, like, we do have the habit, like, we do have in the house, we have a bottle where we keep all the wrappers, like for the chips wrappers and this. The kids consume chocolates and chips, so whatever wrappers are there, we basically store it in a bottle, so that when that garbage goes, it would not have the challenge of segmenting it, so that the
Yeah.
plastic does not go in the ocean. Plastic
Got it.
doesn't, spoil the soil. So there are certain tricks that we do it in our,
Yeah.
like, household. So me and my wife was very clear that whatever we're gonna do it has to be sustainable.
ठीक है. सो जस्ट अ स्मॉल पीस, लाइक जब आपने बोला कि हमने रिसर्च करना स्टार्ट किया कौन सी कैटेगरीज है, सो डू यू यूज एनी पर्टिकुलर वेबसाइट, एनी टूल टू गेट दिस डेटा?
Yes. So,
व्हाट?
I looked at GFO data, Google Analytics data,
ओके.
a bit of a Myntra analytics also,
ओके.
and SEO. So
Okay.
with this, it took me 3 to 6 months to basically gather the data,
Okay.
right? Few data said that we had to purchase it also, right? Because every decision that we're gonna take it has to be backed by the data.
So
Number
these
one,
kind of industry wide data you can purchase from certain
you
websites and
can,
all.
you
कौन
can.
सी एक आध कोई वेबसाइट अगर आप बता सकते हो तो?
There is one, uh, Statista. What is
Okay,
that?
Statista. Okay.
Statista, right?
Yes.
So we purchase from there also, right? So Statista, it's a good data set to give you a little bit of
So the
insight.
investment in business starts right from research. Like you
It
have to
has
like
to be.
spend some money to get the real data.
It has to be. It has to be. You
Right.
need to work on the data.
Okay. So next question, like if I would be at your place, if let's say if I am an aspiring D2C founder and I have to have you as a mentor, my first question would be that how much money you pulled in initially, how did you figure out the, so let's say अगर हमें अभी 20 लोगों का खाना बनाना है तो हम पहले सामग्री इकट्ठी करेंगे. सो आपने भी बिजनेस स्टार्ट करने से पहले वो सब इकट्ठा किया होगा
बराबर.
कि आपको ये चाहिए होगा, कुछ रिसोर्स चाहिए होगा, सिस्टम्स चाहिए होंगे, जगह चाहिए होगी, राइट? सो उसके लिए डिड यू कैलकुलेट किया मेरे को इतना पैसा मिनिमम चाहिए, सो वो कितना था अमाउंट, इफ यू कैन शेयर
Yeah.
अप्रॉक्स फिगर?
So, to be honest with you, we do not have any sort of fashion background. We didn't know anything about it.
Yes.
Right? It was like a green field. Mera consulting experience, she has a retail experience, and we wanted to jump into fashion, the clothing, right? So obviously, then only after doing the research, and one is the online research, and second is your offline. तुमको research में भी you have to be on your food and go and visit different mills.
Yeah.
To understand. Like, data gonna tell you कि boss fabric का cost would be 300-400 rupees.
Yeah.
But once you go to the mill, you can actually negotiate to buy it at a cheaper rate.
Yeah.
And that you can only get to know once you go there, right? So little bit of understanding that we have got through the online research. Then we basically combined it with different interviews or the discussion that we had with a certified mills. We got input from there. We made a plan of investment, right? And it was just three of us who basically did it. Just from a small room, we were designing it, and we didn't know anything about check shirt, stripe shirt, plain text shirt, right? So we thought that, what, we need to understand the, what users are looking for. So the initial investment that we did was around 10 lakh in the beginning.
Okay.
Then after that, we did a series of another funding internally, like me and my wife.
So this was your savings?
This was all our savings.
All our savings.
All our savings. It is still bootstrap. We have not even got to the angel yet. But this is something that we are growing at a very like hyper rate. So we
like in the first year, आपका personally आपने कितना पैसा invest कर दिया था, and what was the time when you started selling enough to break even?
We, in the first year itself, we spent around 50 lakhs.
50 lakhs from your own
in the
savings.
in the different phases, right? So 10 lakh का किया, fabric खरीदा, बनाया, website पे डाला, another 10 lakh. Okay, this one is working. All right.
Okay.
So like that, It took us 1 year to identify the PMF, product market
So
fit.
the hit and trial phase.
You have to do it.
And that hit and trial you did not do online sitting on ChatGPT.
No,
You
you
actually
can't.
created the product, sold it,
No,
talked to the customer.
no.
The real
The
process.
real process.
Got it.
Please, you
Awesome.
have to understand that there is, like, ChatGPT can basically give you 70% of the result, but then 30% is something that you have to grind, go to, and then speak to the customer, understand the pain point, and that is how you
Awesome.
should do it.
ठीक है. So this was your journey as of now, right? Okay, and it is fabulously amazing because the way you have grown this brand in only 2.5 3 years, it actually brings that the entire corporate experience and all you brought it together.
Hmm.
And I love that segment where you said that okay, there was food, there was fashion, there was fitness. So food हमको नहीं relate हुआ,
नहीं, click नहीं
right?
हुआ.
Fitness भी relate नहीं हुआ. But in fashion, we could brought our operations and retail experience both, right? So I see a lot of founders when they completely go out of their experience and maybe sometime not able to bring their experience into what they are doing, and they pick up something else.
Yeah, that one is like living at the edge. Huh?
Living at the edge, too much of the edge,
Yes.
right? And 90% of them fail.
Yeah,
because now they are like completely a newborn baby.
true.
ठीक है
It
ना?
is. It is.
So the second segment is the systems and scalability. So we're going to talk a lot around how are you dealing with the human system, the tech system, So my first question is, what are the core operational systems that keep Formal Club running smoothly today? Right, like managing your production, quality control, fulfillment, maintaining the premium standards and all, because when we talk about a premium category, maintaining the standard is even more important than creating it, right?
True.
So आप क्या क्या systems operations में आप use करते हो?
Okay, so when we talk about the systems, right, what I will say loud is that the system is as good as your people are, right? Startup में relationship और people ही बनाता है,
Okay.
right? जब आप एक VC funded हो जाते हो, तो then you need a lot of other things like process, SOPs and all different type of stuff. But at this stage, what you need is the basically right kind of people who have the good attitude and who also resonate back. So yes, we did a little bit of investment in terms of the system in terms of apps and the building up, but more than that, we have invested a lot on our people. So we basically train our people. We have basically trained them in a way that they could become the leader. It's not about boss 9 to 5 kiya, salary liya 30th ko, and end of the story. It is like always that you have to become a leader in whatever you are doing it. And my boss, Romal Shetty, who is currently the CEO of Deloitte, he used to tell me one thing, कि boss, nobody knows Neil Armstrong को छोड़ के किसी दूसरे बंदे को nobody knows कि who have reached there. If you wanted to do something, better do it the best possible way. And that is the same rhythm we all have it in our team also. Okay, boss, if you are building it, make sure that it is worth remembering it. If you are doing, even if you are like spending your basically whole day interacting with the customer or building or innovating the product, you have to do the ace in there. So that रात में जब आप सोते you should be work because आज we have done so much good things, you have learned something, and that is how I basically build people have built the processes and system.
Wow.
क्योंकि process में क्या होता है, process generally exist when inside the team you have a lot of friction, like there is a friction that okay, who's gonna call that customer, is it gonna you or me, then there is a conflict. This is where you basically build the process.
Correct.
Right, so Udhar, if you're gonna build that culture, right, it's gonna be so smooth that people internally gonna understand that okay, this is that customer who has created a problem, we have to sort him out like this, right?
Okay,
Because
got it.
so yeah.
So एक चीज है जो founders काफी बोलते हैं, LinkedIn पे बड़ा famous है, like me being a person who's like almost 5-6 hours a day on LinkedIn, interacting with people and reading content a lot. It comes consistently from the founders कि यार मेरी जो टीम है ना, जो टैलेंट में ढूंढता हूँ ना, वो हमारे जैसा पैशनेट नहीं है, वो हमारी जैसी ओनरशिप नहीं लेता, वो 9 to 5 ही करना चाहता है, मैं बड़ा परेशान हूँ. तो वो आपने कैसे क्रैक किया? How did you find this team who is not only 9 to 5, who is actually becoming leaders?
Okay, so simple. This is still all of these learning have come from either KPMG or PwC.
Wow.
Right? I'll just give you a very nutshell about it. When I used to take interviews back in days also, my boss have told me keep three framework.
Hmm.
ASK, right? First is attitude, second is skill, third is knowledge. बंदे का attitude सही होना चाहिए. If that person has a good attitude, you can train, you can teach, you can groom him, whatever you want to do. So you know that the first thing you need to look at is the attitude of the guy,
Okay.
right? If you have identified that this person has that sort of hunger, he wanted to achieve and do something, then it does make sense for you to invest on him. And always try to replicate yourself. So if you are not creating 10 Ratnesh, then you are not doing the right thing. You have to create your own replica. If he or she within your team is not doing or not thinking like you, then there is no point. And that is one the thing that you need to identify during the initial screening process of that
So it's called
thing.
ASK, attitude,
Attitude,
skill, and
skills,
knowledge.
and knowledge. So the knowledge
So how
came
do
at the
you
end.
like check the attitude? Like I also interview a lot
I
of people.
asked a lot
We
of
always
questions, personal questions, random question. What was your, experience, good experience, bad experience? You talk about it. I sometimes ask that, did you had any breakup, relationship, so that you get to know the person,
okay.
right? What this person he or she gonna do it.
Do you also threaten them by things like कि हम तुमसे 24 घंटा काम कराएंगे करोगे क्या?
I know.
नहीं. So I think हम लोग वैसे ही थे जो कहते थे ना मेरा बाप कौन है फरीदाबाद में दिल्ली में and this mentor like brought me down. She made me understood who I really am. Brought me from money to purpose driven things, right? So as an agency owner I can make all amount of money by working for US based clients and a lot of freelancers I've taught them. They're doing it. मेरा मन इंडिया में लगता है कि भाई यहाँ पे लोग हैं and they will work and they will make great brands. With their stories I will grow and I'll become part of their stories for a
True.
उनके बच्चे भी जानेंगे हम.
True.
वो जो यूएस वाले हैं ना वो पैसा मुंह पे मारते हैं हमारे और वो कहते हैं भाई ठीक है हो गए. They will not remember us for anything, right? Okay, cool.
True.
So, Ratnesh, a lot of D2C brands, let's come to the real numbers and the business that happens. A lot of D2C brands, when they start, and I have personally found a lot in our community, which are into D2C, maybe the street style t-shirts or anime t-shirts or wo religious t-shirts, print t-shirts and all. They started well. They did good orders. But they could not crack more than a few hundred orders a month. Ultimately ended up shutting down within 2 to 3 years and starting something else. I understand this was a part of their experience also. But let's say if today anybody is starting a D2C brand, what is the core activity they should focus on so that they can grow from a few hundred orders to, let's say, 10, 15,000 orders a month like you?
I think the very basic and then the very important aspect of whether you are doing 5 orders a day or 5,000 orders a day, you need to sort out your fundamentals for sure. You should not wait that I will get 100 orders in a day, only then I will invest time on the system and processes.
Okay.
You have to treat the day when we were getting 5 orders 2 years back. At that time also we used to follow a process in place, a system. When I say a system, that means a integrated system, so that when orders are receiving, it is smoothly getting processed, the inventories are getting diminished from the warehouse, the dispatch updates are going to the customer rightly, and a feedback loop is also coming back, right?
Got it.
So all of that you have to basically sort it out at the day one. Those all fundamentals of this. So do not think that I will only build it once I will think of scalable business. We have to think, and that is how we have done it. So you have to think that if you are processing 5 orders in a day, you have to think that what are those 5 or 10 things that you need to think of, and keeping you yourself out of the system. You should not be the part of the system in this order processing, in doing all of this. You have to keep yourself out from there and see that how can this be a self pilot mode.
Just
And-
for 5 orders also.
Yes.
And I think a lot of founders take pride in saying कि मेरे 5 orders initially आया तो मैं ही पैक कर रहा हूँ मैं ही भेज रहा हूँ.
No, this is
They take
no,
pride in that.
No, I'm so sorry.
Even I have seen so many reels where they are like packing 1,000 orders by themselves.
No. In my right, I stand for correction here, but I feel that a founder, yes, in the initial days, He himself has to carve out the path.
Yeah.
He himself has to pick up the phone and call the customer and do the confirmation. He himself have to get the feedback. He himself have to design the box. Packaging and everything else. But up to an extent that he can pass that knowledge to the team so that the team can
Got
take
it.
it over. He should not take pride in doing it every now and then, because
Yeah.
that founder has set set number of time. He has a set amount of energy which he need to invest in the growth aspect. He
Yeah.
need to free up his mind, because we have
Yeah.
like 8 hours in a day,
Yes.
right? If we gonna start packaging as a founder, who will think about the growth?
The
Who
business
will
and the
think
growth.
about unpacking that, what channel that I have to invest in,
Correct.
or what sort of innovation I need to bring in, what other thing that we have to start thinking? It would be the founder.
Yeah.
Right. It is good to make some sort of reels and showcasing
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
and there, but frugal thing. The
Yeah.
real thing I'm going to talk about it in this podcast is that
Hmm.
you know uh,
So basically, when you implement systems at a smaller stage, they bring scalability faster,
they will, yes,
right? And founder can focus on the growth aspect of the business
he has
rather
to.
than day-to-day operations.
He has to. No negotiation. And
Awesome. So now my another question is, so the kind of category you are in, it has two separate things. One is a consistent creativity.
Mm,
Like you said, there are so many styles of shirts.
mm.
So you have a part of formal, part of semi-casual as well, right? So how do you bring this amalgamation of creativity and data together? And I read on your WhatsApp, you said, I trust God, rest is data.
I am a data
Would
guy.
love to explain that segment. Like how much do you bet on data?
Yeah. uh, I swear by data. I trust data. And you are right. My basically WhatsApp status is also the same, that I trust on data. Rest everything is the God. Right. Reason being that data does not lie. Sometime human tend to lie, but data is the true, like brutal truth. If you
Hmm.
wanted to know the brutal truth, you have to go to the data. So the way I have done it is that initially, when we started it, it was the same time when there was a paradigm shift in the consumer behavior, because post like pandemic, people have started working from home, right? So it was a definition of formal was a changing from a strictly business formal to a smart casual. So initially we thought that why not we test the water and just do little bit of uh, trying through different designs. So we
Hmm.
started rolling out few designs in a week, right? Just to test it, that what sort of responses we are getting it
Hmm.
on the GA4, right? So I even till date, I pull out the data every day just to ensure that there are certain KPIs that we
Hmm.
monitor it on a daily basis, and that basically drives it. So let's say if I need to design a 200 GSM formal shirt like this, then I'll put it on the GA4 for like 1 week before even we launch it, to
Okay.
get little bit of traction and to see whether we are getting any momentum or not.
You took this name GF4. What is
Yes,
this?
GA4. It is a Google Analytics data that you get it, right?
Okay.
Right there, you could basically do a little bit of campaign to check that
So you just
what's
run some ads of a
yes,
product that you have not even launched,
not even launched.
and you find out how much traction it is getting for you.
Yes, yes.
And how much does it cost for someone? Let's say
No, it
this
doesn't
ads and
cost.
all.
It doesn't cost. Like you can do it, spend 200 rupees a day
Only
for seven
for let's say
days,
two
like
weeks,
1400,
1400,
1500
and you
rupees.
get a right data whether the
You will
product I'm
get the
going to
insight.
launch will work or not.
You will get where to put the money. You need to know beforehand.
Wow.
I don't put my money because we do not have abundant cash.
Obviously.
So we have a limited cash. In that cash, we have to basically make the business, invest back in the business, grow it, scale it.
Wow.
So it has to be backed by the data. In fact, when I talk to my team also, right, I do not take the feedback in a general ज्ञान वाला.
Hmm.
Sir, आज का performance अच्छा चल रहा है, या retention में we have achieved so much.
Hmm.
I talk to them in numbers.
Numbers.
Tell me how much was the campaign performance.
Hmm.
Was it a 5x or a 10x?
Hmm.
So today we have done good. There is no good bad.
There is no good
You
bad.
have to tell me
Yeah.
numbers. Same goes with my dispatch team. Same goes with my marketing. Same goes with my, like, that entire team understand that we have to talk to each other in a data. So right now we have a total square feet area of our office is 2,200 square feet. Right. and the rent out value that we have got this place rented for 35 rupees per square foot. The revenue per square feet at the moment is हम लोग 40,000 per square feet revenue करते हैं. So हम लोग rent देते हैं 33-35 rupees inclusive tax, and the revenue per square feet वो हम लोग 40,000 earn करते हैं. So we have basically each inches हम लोगों ने उसको optimize किया है.
So you must be hiring people who are good at maths.
A little bit, yes. If they are not, we basically train them.
You train them.
Huh.
Cool. I believe that, you know, anything which says a performance is good, bad, ugly, it's a very subjective matter.
It's a very subjective.
Something can be very good for you and very bad for
Very
me,
bad for, yeah.
right?
You have to set a benchmark.
So you have to have the numbers in hand, right? And as long as you are doing 3x of what you're investing, it's somewhere sounds sustainable at least. You'll be able to break even. Beyond that, you'll start making profits. Am I right on this data?
You are absolutely right.
So
Absolutely.
X you spend, 3x will break even for you and sustain your business. 5x and more is a profit for you, and then you can grow better.
Yes. On a like overarching aspect, you are right about it. Then further, you have to drill it down that out of that, there are gonna be 10 things that you're gonna try. Out of that, 5 things will not work for you.
Yeah.
5 things will work. Out of that 5 things, 2 things whichever gonna work and give you 5x, because obviously overall you're gonna look at 3x, right? But you have to go detail in that. Whichever is giving you 5x or 7x, there you have to double.
Got it. So जो हमें X spend करना है, उसमें भी शायद 10 चीजों पे spend कर रहे हैं. 10 में से 2 चीजें होंगी जो आपको 80% revenue निकाल के देंगी, 5x करके देंगी.
You have to
You have to drill them down. Okay.
Double down.
And any specific thing like how, like if you can take a few activities that you do in your marketing. So from day one you started with performance marketing?
Good question. So 3 months we did not do performance marketing.
Okay.
We did SEO.
Initial 3 months SEO, but लोग तो बोलते हैं SEO में तो बहुत time लगेगा, SEO तो dead है.
What did I say? The basic fundamentals, and this is where the consulting have talked.
So you guys wrote blogs on formal shirts and keywords ranking and SEO.
Yes, this is what we started doing.
And
for
like
3 months.
Initial, did you also sell it to the friends and family and take their feedback and all?
Yeah. Like I reached out to a lot of people, my seniors, from my college, my seniors.
The greatest part was your consulting experience. You had all the people who can wear your shirt and give you a real good experience.
Because we have lived in the formal lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like, I used to wear formal every day.
Every day.
And my partners and directors, if you go to KPMG and, PwC partners, if you're going to look at their attire, you're going to look at them and then going to say, this one, he's talking before he's opening his mouth.
Yeah. Yes,
right?
yes,
His shirt is talking.
Yes.
Right? So that thing, and this is where we thought that, we need to fix this gap. I think that partner look has to be given to everybody.
Yes.
It has to be democratized.
Correct.
A person who is basically aspiring to become a manager, a person who wanted to achieve something like becoming a director or, investor, he need to wear a good shirt, a good quality shirt, which basically justify his effort. And it should not shout out, "Ki boss, do not wear something which is really shouting out loud that boss, Prince and Jazzy." You have to see.
No, it's about the class, the grace, right? That when somebody sees you, they know that you're wearing a quality, right?
Or, Indians, the problem with us is that we have never trained to do a good presentation.
Yeah.
Right? So our like thought process was always, "Ki boss, tu acha." No. You should basically focus only on studies, but not on the presentation. However, if you look at it, where we are lagging compared to the global market is our presentation
skills.
Right? Yes. And one of that aspect is how do you groom yourself? How do you look? How does your attire looks like, right? Yeah. These are the unspoken thing. But nowadays, men are talking about it that, boss, if I need to ace in my game, be it in the corporate world or be it in the startup journey also, he or she need to really invest time in looking and grooming and invest.
Like I was seeing an example of this, there are a lot of Indian now, the unicorn founders and many creators who are part of, let's say, something called a Shark Tank or different things that are coming in media today, PR and all, right? In India, they will wear the loose t-shirts and the sneakers and all. When some of them were invited to Cannes Film Festival, they were wearing the Armanis. Suddenly, they had all the formals. True. Now, why this body language change? True. Why don't you care about Indian television or Indians, how they will look at you, right? So I have always had this question, right? and a lot of times when I wear formals, complete formals, मुझे आदत मुझे अच्छा लगता है, right? I'm not a sneakerhead. I'm a formal shoes person, like comfortable, great formal shoes. A lot of young age founders start going, hey, why do you look like uncle? Why do you need to wear formal? This is cool. I said, this is class. I know cool is okay, but class is a different game. You want to enter into a new network, you need class first. They will not respect you enough, right?
Have you seen anybody? I'm just gonna extend that topic. Have you seen anybody at a very senior position wearing check shirt?
No, they will not. Plain white shirts.
Have you seen them wearing t-shirt with a
No.
oversized t-shirt?
They will always be wearing solid colors.
Are they uncle or are they the one whom we're gonna look up to?
We are looking up to them every damn day.
So think about it.
Right,
So
yes. Cool. So a great discussion. I think this can go really long.
Yeah,
Right, okay. But let's come to the premium part of your brand, right? I think this is the most important part. I would love you to go a little into the technical aspect of this. आपने अपने brand में लिखा it's a complete polyester free premium brand, right? So जब हम बात करते हैं polyester की, like usually जो भी market में shirts आती हैं, formal shirts, आपके हिसाब से, आपके रिसर्च के हिसाब से कितना पॉलिएस्टर स्टैंडर्ड होता है सब में टू मेक इट लुक ग्रेसफुल एंड शाइनी a cotton shirt?
To be honest with you, there are monopolized brand.
Okay.
Right? I will not name any names, but I'm sure that audience and everybody is like understanding when we think about the formal, right?
Yeah.
And we trust them because of their like quality. So there is like one segment of brand which do a premium stuff, but those are like untouchables. It's too far to reach it. Then there are brands which basically carry the label, the brand label, but they make very mediocre kind of stuff.
Okay.
Right? But there is nobody who is basically justifying the quality as well as keeping the price point in a way and focusing only on the formal.
Correct.
Like, just to give you example, right? This shirt, you can basically call it as a formal because it has a proper collar, it has a nice fusing, it got a collarbone, it got a Friedenberg German fusing, which is basically best in the class.
Okay.
Right? In India, people do not use it, hardly use it. And customers do not understand it also, right?
Yeah.
But then we have to understand that these small choices gonna impact you a lot. And not just you, but overall environment. I'll tell you the example. Like, imagine the first polyester shirt that you have ever worn is still gonna stay on this planet even when we are gone.
Oh.
Because one polyester shirt will last for 200 years.
It's complete plastic only.
Polyester is nothing but the plastic.
Yeah.
This is the one. All right. So आप इसको tie untie करके आप इसको multi-purpose bag में use कर सकते हो. Plastic को आप क्या करोगे? Obviously, this cost us, huh? This actually cost us more than at least 3 times the cost of a plastic. Like, we can basically talk about the chemical terminology and make it more fancy. But let me be very honest. This is the brutal honest. But if there is a polyester, it will be there somewhere on the planet, even when you're gone.
Usually they add polyester to cotton to make it like more shiny and crease-free, things like that.
Yes. So
like
two things.
And these are the qualities they are actually selling in a shirt, that crease nahi aayega or shining rahega.
True. All of these additional features, right? So let me tell you like this. India is a cotton-rich country.
Okay.
Whatever polyesters are there, 80% of the polyesters are imported in India.
Okay.
Right? We are not a polyester-rich country. We are a cotton-rich country. लेकिन जो है हम लोग polyester क्यों? Because we want कि boss ये shirt में इधर it should not have that wrinkle once we do this, right? Right, we wanted to go and do that comfort type of it. Now, in order for me to make this shirt as a stain-free, I have to do nothing but a chemical treatment. Right. Imagine that chemical treatment. What gonna happen to that, right? Is our skin are very sensitive, right? And this is where you would see that most of the brand, right, especially on the cosmetic side, they would like to showcase their lab tested and they would like to showcase the transparency, because whatever you're gonna apply it on your skin, that will also consume by your blood.
Yes.
Right. And that is where cosmetic industry, right? And you would see a lot of brands are coming nowadays. Right? Everybody is bringing that sort of transparency. In the recent news about SPF issue happened, right? Why not in the fashion?
Yeah,
especially on those clothes which are touching your skin like that directly.
and this is like, I
This,
think, touching more than a cream or any cosmetic.
look at the surface area,
Surface area. It's
right?
the whole body.
Body is over here.
Yeah,
It's for like
makes
the
sense.
right. So I can talk a lot about the polyester. How is it basically
But like,
harming you
uh,
and the planet?
uh,
But
so more than harm, like, what is the normal percentage of cotton that we found in a formal shirt,
well,
right?
as a brand, we only use 100%
नहीं,
cotton
आप तो
or
यूज
better than.
करते हो
Huh.
नॉर्मली, जो आप मार्केट में हमारे जो प्रीमियम
Normally,
ब्रांड्स जो दे रहे हैं उसमें कितना परसेंट होता है?
you will be surprised to know, but 70% is polyester.
70% polyester and
70%.
30% cotton, and they sell it a
30%.
premium cotton shirt.
Yes.
My God, it's a scam.
Yeah. This is why I'm telling you this is that when we started it, right, I have almost purchased from every brand. You tell me the brand, and I have the shirt for them. Premium to sub premium to an economy brand.
Okay.
And what we did is that even though most of the good brands are not using the wash care label, just
Okay.
right
Yeah.
to say that what this is made of. And there are certain big brands who are writing 100% cotton and then the small blend. And when we did the lab testing, right, we saw, and this is open our eyes that damn it.
So that was another
It
part of your
is-
research, to buy all the shirts and do a lab test.
And that is how every shirt that we sell, we have the lab test report right over there, so
Wow.
that you make a conscious choice, right? Yes, our shirt gonna have wrinkle. Yes, our shirt, if you're gonna spill a coffee over here, is gonna have stain, and then there are ways you can actually remove the stain as well. But it would promise you it would be chemical free, promise you it would have no polyester, no sensitive thing which will basically harm you or the planet.
शर्ट खराब हो
See,
सकती है, हेल्थ नहीं होगी.
health and yoga for definitely.
That's
See,
that's actually good, right?
true.
आप 4,000 की शर्ट को बचाने के लिए हेल्थ खराब कर रहे हो.
True.
That is not good.
True. And I do understand the extent of polyester. Let's say if you gonna wear a jacket or shoes or things where you cannot, where you are not touching directly to your skin, keep. I'm not saying that do not have the polyester, because there are very limited option when you try to be sustainable in terms of the pullovers and all, right? There are gonna be some sort of acrylic mix. There are gonna be some sort of mix over there, but those are not touching your skin.
Yes.
Shirt mostly is touching your skin. You should never buy polyester.
No, obviously, when we wear the winter jackets and all, you can't only do with the cotton. It won't
Right.
work. You need
Right.
the screen shield. That
Right.
that needs to be plastic or
Right,
polymer.
right,
Okay, got it.
But become conscious about your choices. Switch to zero polyester.
Okay, so we when we last met, we also spoke about your brand loyalty, and you has a great brand loyalty. So how did you brought this 37 to 40% of repeat customers in this premium range?
Yeah.
What is the secret?
Yeah. So you know that we are not a fast fashion, right?
Yeah.
On our website, you're gonna see that 99% of our shirt are solid, textured, and you will not find any checks and stripes. Whatever are there are on the clearance, because those are the one that we try to test it.
वो आपके
in the
पुराने
last
पाप
year.
थे.
Purane pap, before we could basically find out the PMF, right?
Huh.
So that we saw. So now 99% of our designs are textured solid shirt, right? So we are not a fast fashion, right? Now think about from the consumer side. Consumer would like to have, different designs, prints and checks and all that. There, the repeat rates are much higher, 60% and all,
Okay.
right? Provided they are like products are also good. But in general, fast fashion have a repeat rate good or better, because nowadays consumers have this sort of habit that he wanted to buy more.
Got it.
Right, new designs. They wanted to copy, get inspired. But what we did is we focused, like, as a product company, we did not just focus on the product. We have also focused on the service.
Got it.
And this is where a lot of product companies miss out the train, that they only focus on the product but not on the service. Now, I came from a service background in consulting. So I do understand that the importance of service.
Yeah.
And I try to mix the service with the product. A great product with a good service, customer gonna come back to you.
Wow.
There is zero exchange. There is good experience. Customer is basically happy that, boss, they are calling me to ask me the perfect size chart. They are asking me to confirm me the suitable time for delivery. They are asking me to confirm me whether this this address is right, and so, and
Yeah.
this is what our customer want to
So
understand.
you do that. Let's say if I place an order and your team will call me whether these sizes are fit for you, and I say okay, I'm a tall guy, so I ordered large,
Hmm.
XL,
Hmm.
but my chest size and the waist size are less. So will you reduce the size, custom build a product for
No,
them?
currently we do not. We
Okay,
do not allow the customization at the
okay,
moment. We leave it to the customer to customize it if there are slightly changes here
okay.
and there. But we really focus on the fabric, right?
But you at least tell them and give them a chance to say no.
Yes,
Okay,
definitely.
okay, I
There,
don't want this. If the size is this, or you at least inform them that okay, you might have to do a little
little
fitting
bit
at
of
your
fitting,
own space.
at your
जो
own.
कि लोग करते हैं रिटेल शॉप में आप कहीं भी जाओगे तो यू हैव
या
टू डू इट
इंडिया में आई थिंक यू शुड डू इट. आप
या
कभी जीन्स खरीदते हो, पैंट खरीदते हो, क्या आपको राइट फिट मिलता है?
मैंने पर्सनली फॉर्मल शर्ट्स के मामले में मैंने कभी भी स्टैंडर्ड शर्ट्स नहीं खरीदे आई गो टू अ मास्टर जी आई बाय क्लोथ फ्रॉम देम
एंड यू गेट
राइट
इट स्टिच्ड.
आई गेट इट स्टिच्ड एंड आई लव इट एंड वन थिंग आई लव अबाउट दैट इज वो मेरी शर्ट है उस पर कोई ब्रांड का नाम नहीं लिखा
ट्रू.
लाइक आई लव दैट सेगमेंट ऑफ माई ओन सेल्फ कि मेरे को ना वो नहीं चाहिए कि ये अरमानी का सूट है या उसका सूट है ये मेरा है
True.
स्टिच्ड फॉर मी ओनली वन
True. I think this is a good aspect, but you should also check. This is where, so what happened? My brother stays in Faridabad, right? He goes to Raymond store
Okay.
next to his, right? And I personally went with him without telling the guy that I also run a business, right? So like a layman, I went there. उधर भाई ने दिखाया full लेनिन का ये दिखाया वो दिखाया, right? And then this guy, my brother wanted to alter it, and he works for the IT company, so he always go in the formal manager plus
Yeah.
level ka hai. So he had a complaint कि boss मैं iron करता हूँ, this shirt becomes like a shiny,
या
right?
हाँ
So I have understood the moment he said it that it has a plastic, that's why it is shining,
यस
right? So I asked him, and this guy, मतलब भैया जी ने दिखाया रैक दिखाया ये वो, उसने बोला ये 60 ली लेनिन है, and I asked him, are you sure this is 60? There is no selvage. So every fabric would have the border line which would say
yes
the composition, right?
Yes.
Nowadays people, like, the fabric need to say that what composition is that, which nowadays people are also misinterpreting it. They are also cheating there
Yeah.
to write it 100% cotton, which is not. But any which way, at least most of the good mills, reputed and certified mills, do write it to the actuals.
Correct.
Right? So there, he has this Raymond board, and he has certain offerings, but all of these offerings are blended.
Right.
None of these are 100% linen, or let's say 100% cotton. And I challenged him. He also said, "Sir, ये तो सस्ता वाला है. अरे यदि आपको प्रीमियम वाला चाहिए तो सर
हाँ हाँ वो ऊपर है
ऊपर है." So that change,
Usually that happens,
changed his person or thought about it. He used to do it, but now, and this is where the knowledge gap,
yes
right?
knowledge gap is
हाँ.
ठीक है good so I think we spoke a lot about the systems processes I think when I listen to the exact episode after editing I'll bring it down to a piece of text content also the smaller processes the area of processes that you have micro integrated within your system right now one of our questions from like I personally am been very much invested in a mental health company also and I have taken benefits of being into professional therapy and medicine both right and I believe that if my level is a lot of stress then there can be a lot of different areas so as a founder what kind of stresses that you deal with every damn day in your life and how do you deal with them
Very good question, and a very very like tough one as well. So as a founder, right, one is that you have to focus on yourself. Like, you have to give time to yourself, to be honest, is in settling down and to think beyond the operation, to think beyond everything which is going around you, and with an empty canvas, and you have to see keep how you can grow this company, how you can basically hyperscale it. That is the only thing that you have to keep thinking it, without having to refer or look around you that what other brands are doing it, what sort of other founders are doing it. You have to see that your fundamentals, your like core values are around this line of service. Around that, you have to just see and add value to it. you should not get confused in doing 10 different things. Like, just to give you example, it's been 2.5 years and we have only sell shirt. We have not even launched trouser. Like first year itself, we have only sold full sleeve shirt. Second year, we have like introduced smart casual, which
Okay.
was like a half sleeve. So, you can think of it that rather than doing 10 things, we choose to only focus on one thing, but do the best.
Do the best.
If you are not doing it best with our core principle of zero polyester and, giving the good service, then you are not justifying what you're doing it.
Makes
Once you
sense.
do this right, then you do trouser, then you do shoes, socks, belt, wallet, bag, whatnot.
Or maybe not do it
Right.
if it is not required.
Right.
Right.
Or not
Stay
do it.
focused.
Right.
Right.
But then do one
Yeah.
thing right. Like the top, like, nobody, like the way we wanted to grow as a brand is that we need to be that formal brand, which is India's favorite formal brand. If it comes to your formal need,
Yeah.
if you have certain, festive coming in and you wanted something to look sharp, and yet it has to be a sustainable, it should not be, damaging the planet and damaging your skin, then this brand should come to your mind.
Makes sense.
That good service, online, reputed.
And I've seen a lot of D2C founders who they start like, okay, if it is a D2C brand, I'm gonna put things on my website, तो 10 product तो दिखने चाहिए. 200 डिजाइन ऑलरेडी लॉन्च करते हैं एंड दे डोंट फाइंड दैट हीरो प्रोडक्ट जिस पे फोकस करना है.
You have to.
मुझे खुद भी ऐसे लगता है कि भाई आपके पास 200 प्रोडक्ट्स हैं, ऐड किसकी रन करोगे अभी बताओ मुझे.
No.
200 एड्स तो रन नहीं कर सकते.
No,
इतना
it's
पैसा
like
तो नहीं है.
it's like pushing a lot to the consumer.
Yeah.
I do understand that India is a big market,
Yeah.
and everybody have their own different strategy.
Yeah.
Like for us, we are solid, textured,
Yes.
good quality,
हाँ.
and if you need it, we have in solid itself we have 21 colors,
Yeah.
21 pastel colors. No other brand have it.
Okay, so you made your skill and the expertise into that solid colors कि भाई मेरे पास आओगे तो आपके पास सारे colors हैं.
Forte, solid texture.
Awesome. Cool. So I think this is a very important part where I think a person has to create one product and category in the same product. Maybe the color difference, maybe the shape and size difference.
Grow vertically.
हाँ, grow vertically, yes.
Right. Rather than expanding horizontally and then try to do 10 things.
Correct.
And then you are like struggling.
Yeah.
Do one thing right. And we are a customer obsessed company. Like my biggest team is customer care. My biggest team.
Your biggest team is customer. How many
Customer
people are there in customer care?
There are 5 members.
And total, what is the team size?
16.
Out of 16, 5 people are only customer care.
Only
and they
customer
call every customer twice.
We talk to each customer.
Wow.
Without talking, I am not sending you a shirt. And without you giving us a feedback, whether what we did right and what we did wrong.
Okay.
There is no better way to basically to speak to the customer and get to know the feedback and then improve, grow. That should be the mindset. That's it.
Yeah.
And
once we met in the morning today, you said you like that we send you 2 emails for the podcast itself. Right.
So that I really like the way that you guys have sent it. Right. I think yesterday you sent one email from your team. One email was very concise. It has 4 bullet points. What gonna be the dress code, like the setup, this, that, and then the location, everything that I need for me to open up the email and to know that where is what. And second email was that, okay, these are the agendas that we're going to talk about it so that we both are aligned. All right. So this was a very concise and a very, very like organized way for like host as well as the, the guest to understand that what gonna we discuss. Otherwise podcast gonna be more of a like a boring discussion.
Yeah, then it won't be helpful to anybody who's giving that 1 hour to listen to something and then they will never come back to me again.
Yeah.
So for me also it is important that I am not right now looking at 1 million subscribers to have. I'm looking at maybe 500 people, but they should come back and say, okay, मैंने Ratnesh का podcast सुना था. Then I started a D2C brand.
True.
And then 2 years I used that knowledge to build my brand.
True.
And maybe I, after listening to the podcast, connected with Ratnesh, made him my mentor to guide me or invest in me.
True.
Right? Because that's my agenda. Because we have 6,000 community members. The entire episode will be, all the episodes are launched in a newsletter before social media. So they get a private access first,
Right. Nice.
right? And then it is launched on the social media, all the reels and all. So I have got a very good response for season one, and this is the first episode of season two.
I'm so
Now
glad
I
and
am
honored.
coming with a better experience of creating the podcast itself.
True. In Chandigarh, it's not very popular, and I, I must say and applaud you guys that there are very few companies or there are very few initiatives like yours which is trying to bring back all the ecosystem, startup ecosystem together, especially in the tier two or tier three cities, right?
Yeah.
Everybody, like for me also, a lot of question that I get is that why did you start in Chandigarh? Like I have my own house in Bangalore. I
Hmm.
love the place. I have my people there.
Hmm.
Everything is like
Yeah.
far. But why here? Is and I do understand there's a lot of challenge over here, right? But still, somebody somewhere need to start,
Yes.
right? If nobody gonna start, it will never
Somebody
become
has to create an example.
right.
I think the place we are sitting in, my Soho, is the biggest example that you can build an entire co-working space
Co-working space.
startup in 4 years in 18 cities of tier 2 cities,
Right.
because that was the need.
Correct.
गुड़गांव
Speak
में तो
to the
है.
founders, senior
Yeah.
founders, and all. Ask them to come. Block their calendar. Tell them that if you
Yes.
can come here,
Yes.
if there are 5 founders are there, which are like young founders who wanted to start, right? And then you have certain mentor. Ask them to come here for 1 hour, book a meeting room, and discuss and ask all the dirty questions.
Yes.
I'm not talking about the fancy question कि
Yes.
boss इधर 100 crore के लिए क्या
हाँ,
है
हाँ, नहीं,
मंत्रा दे दो. Not that.
नहीं.
Tell me what works. Tell me what do I need to do.
Yes. And what doesn't work?
That's it.
And I really want to ask, like, for aspiring entrepreneurs, what is the most ugly thing about being an entrepreneur?
Ugly thing. Yo, there's a lot, to be honest. Right, like including
Three things.
like
Three ugly things about being an entrepreneur.
uh, work-life balance. Number one.
It
You
goes
will
for a
have.
toss.
You will. Yeah. You like. I see people on LinkedIn telling about work-life balance and 8 hours to 10 hours to 20 hours, and then they crib and cry. And I can tell you that these people should never ever think about starting their own, because this side of the story is very brutal. It will grind you. This is the last thing that you should do it. So you better be prepared. If you are
Very
thinking of doing something, you better be prepared mentally.
Yeah.
If you are not, you're gonna get tired very soon.
Yeah.
Right? Because in this thing, you need to show up every day.
Every day.
No matter you are sick, no matter your kids are crying, no matter you do not have food at home, no matter whatever. Like, and second, you have to live a minimalist lifestyle. Unfortunately, this is the brutal truth. If you are thinking that I'm going to have a lot of social activities, gala time, and I would still like to build something, an ace in my game, to be honest with you, you would never be able to do it. Right? I don't know, and then a lot of
So
people
it is
can say,
exactly like that journey of an army officer who has to cut everything down and focus on one thing.
focus on one thing and do the best, Baba.
Right.
Like nobody can challenge you.
Yes.
कि boss इससे बढ़िया shirt nobody can make it. End of the story. If you make it, take the refund, go.
Yeah. And I love that confidence when you
That's
talk
it.
about your clothes, right?
That's it.
Because you have actually researched and went deep into it.
Yeah.
Great.
Right value, right
Okay.
price.
So let's move to segment 3, right? Very short segment,
Okay.
maybe max 3 minutes.
Okay.
Would love to have quick, short answers, one word answers, right? And then we close.
All right.
Okay, so let's talk about founder's toolkit. So every founder has a toolkit in their hand, right? एक प्लम्बर भी जाएगा तो प्लास चाबी पाना लेके जाएगा. So you have certain software, certain tools that you use, and certain things that you focus. I have just 3 quick questions. What are the 3 tools you and your team rely on for the daily productivity and collaborative growth?
Number one, Google Workspace.
Okay.
Everything that we do it has to be on the Google Workspace so that everybody can access it.
Okay.
Right? Like a relevant team need to access it. Like the marketing thing has to be accessed by the marketing, and operation has to be operation. Daily KPIs, accounts has to manage their account. Number 2 is Meta.
Okay.
A lot of founders tend to ignore and tend to not spend enough time in doing the research on Meta, that what other things that we need to do it in terms of your own brand. So Meta, research is very, very important. I can't
Okay.
talk enough about it. It's a very like underrated thing. We generally see that meta from the campaign perspective only, but you need to do research a
Okay.
lot. Third is Shopify.
Shopify.
If you are not building it on Shopify, I'll I'll humbly request everybody that please do not try to do research and try to cut corners and try to build something other than Shopify. Because if you are not doing it that way, what's going to happen is that 1 year down the line, you then have to take another like headache of transferring everything to Shopify, because a lot of apps and technology would give you hustle in terms of integration.
Yeah.
So these are the three: Google,
Awesome.
Meta.
Three kind of tools or systems that you tried using but you dropped it later.
Okay, I'll avoid taking names, but I can tell you that we are a data intensive, like online D2C brand is built on data.
ठीक है.
Let me be very honest. Obviously, product is your core thing, but data
ठीक है.
is there. So I get so uncomfortable if certain application apps restrict me to pull out the data.
Okay.
I would, so the three tools, I would not name anybody, but I could tell you that tools which restrict you to give data and build transparency is the tool where I would never go back.
So basically, these are tools which restrict you to extract the data from that tool and outside.
Extract the data and create insight of it.
Create insight of it. Okay. So the tool remains, keeps the data itself, and then wants another tool to integrate to do something with the data.
Yeah.
So they
You will-
keep trying to upsell a new tool or a new feature every time.
Yeah.
So you avoid those kind of
No,
tools.
absolutely.
Awesome. Cool. So I think any brand, like if Ratnesh can build a great brand, a great revenue, 10,000 plus orders a month, right, on Excel sheet, Shopify, and Meta.
And Meta.
Anybody can do that, right? And
Anybody.
I think these are the simplest possible tools.
Anybody.
You don't need to learn them also.
No, you can learn it on YouTube.
On YouTube, right? Okay, great. Okay. Culture is the backbone of scaling, right? The human culture that you very initially spoke about. So, what are your three non-negotiables when hiring someone for the formal club team?
Culture, like I am who I am because of my mentors, because of people I have like worked with back in days in PwC and KPMG. Like if I think of names, right, I have a big list of names. I have people who have given me iPhone, people who have given, like my boss itself, who have given me Yamaha RX 100 key to come to office on time.
Okay.
I have a lot of takeaways came from there is that relationship and culture is non-negotiable.
Okay.
Is non-negotiable. Everything else you can create it if you have the culture, concrete culture. So you are not hiring any customer care people. You are basically hiring a co-founder. You have to always think from that side.
Okay.
Only then you would be able to and start trusting. Like a lot of people have this doubt कि boss मेरा designer चला जाएगा.
Yeah.
Right? Because this is where a lot of people go wrong. Because what if this guy will start their own brand?
Correct.
So be it. It's all right.
So be it.
You have your own, and this is where I say, founder has to be very resilient and very focused.
Yeah.
It's all right. Right? These are those co-founders who will become your CTO in the future. These are those people who's gonna become your CDO in the future. As the company, as the brand gonna grow, you will see that these are the people who's gonna take the leadership role.
So the
And
three
that's the best part.
non-negotiables, I think I can say people like first you said the attitude.
Attitude. Second, resourceful.
Resourceful.
Right? Resourceful mean to say is that person, if you gonna work in the startup, you're gonna have challenges.
Yeah.
And challenges, I'm talking about fancy challenges, nahi. Simple challenges. Right? वो challenges को resourceful होना है कि we have to sort out that problem.
Yeah.
Right? And third thing is that you must have hunger.
Hunger to grow.
Yeah. Startup में काम कर रहे हो, you're gonna get hyper growth. Because that startup gonna grow hyper skill. You also need to think, boss, do you want it to grow like this, linear, or you are on that track of growing like a hyper growth?
Yeah.
Then you should join it. Otherwise, they're established corporate. They're gonna give you big
हाँ,
fat money, good salary, 5 days work,
हाँ.
9 to 5, whatever. I mean,
बट हंगर तो वहां भी चाहिए ग्रो करना है तो
you
वो कुछ
have
भी
to.
दे दें आपको
Yeah,
इनिशियली,
true,
हंगर तो चाहिए ही.
true. देखो, direction is
हाँ,
very important.
डायरेक्शन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. यस,
Direction. This is more than speed. Direction. I'll
करेक्ट.
go with that.
So, 3 core data points that you check every day when you start your day at work.
Oh, yeah. The first thing, right? Okay, the founder thing, right? This is like the dark side of the founder. But anyway, I'll just talk about it. The founder have that FOMO, right? I have the FOMO too, right? So morning when I get up, right? And I do know that we should not have it. I do know that 5 a.m. club. I do understand all of that. But yeah, मैं desi Indian, normal middle class banda हूँ. I have that natural feeling, hormones is there. So whenever I get up, I first check how's my meta done, how's that order flow, right? What has
मेटा
performed?
मींस एक्सपेंस कितना हुआ है और ऑर्डर्स कितने हैं. ठीक है.
Overall performance. I look at the orders. How's that? These are the two things. My checkpoint.
सुबह सुबह का, हर
सुबह
रोज.
सुबह का.
ये कब को ये उठते ही हो जाता है या बाद में ऑफिस जाने के बाद?
नहीं नहीं उठते.
उठते ही.
Sorry.
ओके.
That is the FOMO. I like.
सो
I have
जैसे
like open.
जैसे
So
जैसे मैं ये देखता हूँ कि रात को पोस्ट डाला था, सुबह कितने व्यूज और फॉलोअर्स आए
no, no, no. I see. No. No, for me,
हाँ.
it is like I tried
हाँ.
not to do it, but I
But you can't
realized
resist
it
it.
that this is who I am. I can't change myself now, right?
Okay.
But that does not define the day. So let's say there are gonna be days where you open and then there's blockbuster,
It's not looking good.
right? And then there are days when there are what's going on with Meta? There's a lot of changes that they are doing it.
हाँ.
So, but that should not swing your brain.
Yeah.
That should basically give me a trigger, and this is where I'm building that brain in terms of कि कुछ भी खराब हुआ या फिर अच्छा हुआ ना, मेरा mood and मेरा synergy should not change.
तो इसको कैसे मेंटेन करते हो?
That is going just by the practice. Practice in the sense that you have to understand that you have done multiple testing, A/B testing. You have done so many things,
हाँ.
right? You know that what has been worked. So let's say एक दिन का dip हुआ तो you should not get shaken. कि बॉस आज मेटा ने परफॉर्म नहीं किया, आज तो ROAS is like 2.5. Damn it, let me change. No,
Okay.
you should not change. You should wait.
Okay.
Because you have come so far, you have already done it, backed on the data. There are days which will not give you fruit, so it's fine.
डेटा पे इमोशनल रिएक्शन नहीं देने
नहीं
का.
करना है. Because otherwise it will impact your personal life, it will
Yeah.
impact your corporate life.
Yes.
Like
I think that's the one of the best things I've heard
हाँ,
today.
तो वो
कि डेटा से इमोशनली डिस्टर्ब नहीं होना है.
नहीं होना है.
Because I think when we talk about stock market also, they say that if you take those kind of emotional decisions, you will never make money. And I think business is all about the same thing. You have to bet every damn day.
You have to.
Cool. Like in our content side also, I tell a lot of founders because they will come like इस महीने ना ज़्यादा views नहीं आए, ना change the strategy. So they try to change the strategy every month. And मैं उनको हमेशा बोलता हूँ ये गेम 1 साल का है, ये 1 महीने का गेम नहीं है.
No, it is.
20% post will anyway work if you put it right. Correct.
You have to think long-term investment.
You have to think long-term investment.
Long-term. Like short-term, there's nothing
Cool.
you can expect.
Okay, so a rapid fire. 2 D2C brands that you love.
I love all the brands.
No, yeah, like you use their products and all. Like you love.
In the fashion, no.
Any D2C brand. Maybe cosmetic, maybe fashion, maybe electronic wear or anything.
They make... So my wife do a lot of online shopping.
Okay.
Right, more than me. Right, and she's like a shopping freak and everything online. And she goes and read, like women generally are impulse buyer, right? More than men, not categorizing it, so don't claim me. But she read all the thing, and that is when she will basically buy a lot of organic stuff like ghee, organic stuff. Let's say the supplements that she has started ordering it, right? I kind of like the way they have packed it. I kind of appreciated the way they have, but in the fashion field. Like I myself have tried purchasing it. I haven't received any call from anybody to say, Ratnesh, was the shirt fit for you? Not even a single brand. Let me be honest with you.
No, because you call everyone, you expect that call. No, and you don't get it.
As a user, I also expect.
I understand.
That
I can really understand that.
They were like few big brands. I have purchased and I wanted to return, and they gave me a hard time returning it.
Yeah, I know.
Hard time return.
I ordered a T-shirt from a D2C brand. No information after the order, not even a message. The T-shirt came after 27 days.
Yo, that
I
is
got the first message after like 24 days that your
no,
order is delivered. मैंने कहा which order? I forgot.
no. This
It
is
was
where
like
this
a
is where
1600 rupees order. I actually like my life is it was an impulse buy रात
uh,
को
uh,
अच्छी
uh,
लगी चलो ले लेते हैं. I
yeah,
love white
that's
t-shirts.
right.
After 24 days, I receive a message. Okay, your order is in is in the process. I said which order? I don't remember which brand it is.
This is quite funny also. Uh, few customers have given us a feedback that you send so many updates. Can you please reduce the updates?
हाँ
That
वो भी
kind
हो
of
सकता
feedback is still feel good,
है.
but
Good,
still we
correct.
know that whatever we need to do, but
Yeah.
at least it is better to be informed,
Yes.
right?
Always.
If there is any delay, you're gonna receive a WhatsApp from us.
Yes.
If there are certain unforeseen circumstances, you're gonna receive
Yeah.
because we are sitting in Chandigarh, we are already
आप बिगाड़ रहे हो लोगों को.
one step behind metro like a
Yeah.
Delhi and
Yeah.
all, right? So now for us, and this is where every team member of us understand it, and this is what I keep saying them, that boss, we are in Chandigarh. You have to understand, and we have to compete with the brands which are sitting in the likes of Metro, Bangalore, like Delhi.
Gurgaon.
And for that to happen, we have to be prompt,
Yeah.
like 9 o'clock our office start. 9:30 the first call goes.
Okay.
Right, so the 9:30 onward, like everybody is on the move. It is not like because Blue Dart, let's say, because we have partnered with Blue Dart, and Blue Dart have their own air shipment, right?
Okay.
So we try to dispatch the order within 12 hours.
Wow.
With this team size, with this small 2000 square feet area, this is the brutal truth, because everybody understand the sense of urgency. Everybody understand that if I am gonna give you the product, I should also be able to wear that same product. Number
Correct.
one. Number two is, if I am gonna doing, like, online shopping is nothing but just a digital shopping, but you have to amalgamate that offline experience.
Yes.
Like if you go to the store, offline store, what happens? You go there, you
You talk.
basically speak to somebody, that somebody give you a little bit of direction and
Yes.
sort of help, right? So online, maybe we should follow the same thing.
Got it. आपने दो ब्रांड नेम नहीं बताए लेकिन.
It's very difficult for me. Also, yeah. So the one is like Avisam or something.
Huh?
Avisam, I forgot the name. They make A2 ghee.
Okay.
Right. So that is one. Avisam, right? I like that packaging. I like their service as well.
Okay.
And then another one, it's a kid brand. I don't remember the name.
So just one small advice for any aspiring or a D2C founder जिसका भी first year चल रहा है, right?
Okay.
जो honeymoon period में है.
Okay.
One advice that can actually fit for them, like उनको लगे कि यार ये कर लिया तो problem नहीं है.
They have already started, or they have
Like in the first year, first 6 months of their business, figuring out, researching, pre-MVP.
resilience. I will just unpack that. Resilience in terms of, you need to have the patience, number one, and you need to have the attitude of not giving up no matter what happens. You have to have a patience. You cannot achieve there. This is business is a science, it's not an art. If it has worked for one person, it will work for you as well. You have to follow the formula.
So I think one thing that I love about myself personally,
Yeah,
is I'll enter into a very unknown domain, and the only thing I know, I will not give up for 5 years.
that
And 5 years I have cracked everything.
that is the incubation time. Like, I have two toddler at my home, right? One is a guy, 2.5 year. Another one is a girl, 5 year, right? So, and wife there, right? So, I keep telling, and we keep talking a lot. At home, most of our discussions happen around the business.
Right.
Right. So what happened today? And I will talk about a little bit of good aspect. Mostly 90% of what I'm going to give the download going to be the positive side of it. That negative side, I will try to restrict it, because I
Right.
don't want to pass on that tension, right? But you have to understand, like, how a kid grows,
Yeah.
the business also grow like that.
Yes.
It is as simple as that. You cannot have, and please do not compare and read news that there's a 20 years graduate who have built $1 billion, and
uh,
then 24 years, whatever. Don't get distracted.
we
Those
really
are
don't
the
know what
exceptions.
we really don't know
You
what they
don't know the
act.
full story. Let
Yeah.
me be honest. Number one. Number two is don't get distracted and think that, yo, I am 35 and I have not still cracked it.
uh,
No, it's completely all right.
Correct.
Everybody have their own journey, their own pace.
Makes
But you
sense.
have to be focused and have patience. Don't give up.
So I think, like, if I have to conclude all this, all the success, whether it's the corporate world or it is the business world, is more of your personal qualities, focus, resilience, power of researching, like that deep going habit of going deep and attitude, than all the strategies in the world.
You have to go deep.
It's a personal part that makes you
Yeah.
successful, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So I think what I can conclude from the entire episode today is data is your god. If you are into business, you need to follow data like crazy. And somebody very well said, you cannot improve what you cannot measure. So numbers will help you measure the things. And this is a journey of personal development more than anything else.
True. It is. It is a journey, to be honest.
It is a journey of
It
personal
is.
development and
Yeah.
growth, right?
You're gonna develop personally, professionally in all different dimensions, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. You're gonna be a different person altogether. 5 years down the line, you will see yourself that, a lot of resilience. You're gonna talk like a politician. You're gonna basically behave like an actor. You know, a lot of things that you will
I
see
love
the
that
development.
segment. I love that. Like मेरे घर वालों ने बोल दिया मुझे शायद या तो पॉलिटिशियन बन जाएगा थोड़े दिन में बोल बोल के
Yeah.
एंड और लाइक मैंने कहा पॉलिटिशियन नहीं पॉडकास्टर जरूर बन जाऊंगा दैट आई लव टू टॉक टू पीपल सो 2013 से लेके 19 तक आई थिंक आई यूज्ड टू मीट 4 स्ट्रेंजर्स एवरी वीकेंड
Ah,
8 साल का कंसिस्टेंसी था
yeah.
4 strangers every weekend
Yo.
over a cup of coffee. I never recorded those conversations because that time the podcast was not the mainstream thing. Now it is. So I'm gonna have these 2 conversations every week, record them, learn, share it with people who want to learn. And I think that's what our podcast is all about. And
Be frugal.
Be frugal.
Be frugal, boss.
Yeah. So thank you Ratnesh for being on the podcast today.
Thank you
It
so
was,
much.
I think हमने 1 घंटा सोच के बैठे थे, but it's more than 1.5 hours of discussion, and we are going to get a lot of learnings out of this. And we have a small gift for you from
Oh.
our partner Zoho One,
Oh,
which is actually a system management and a data management tool
yo.
for companies like you and lot more for agencies, everyone. And I think they have done a great job building from Coimbatore, building a company like that, right? So it's a 7,000 crore revenue company now,
No.
bootstrapped,
Whoa. This is too good.
right? And fortunately, I've been serving them for past 2-3 years as my clients, but now this time we decided to become partner in the podcast as well.
So
So
nice,
they
so
gave
nice.
me that. So you said that you have to support the things, the new things, right? So they supported the podcast because podcast is a journey of not making money but spending money.